Did I rob a bank? Did you rob a bank? So yesterday I was cleaning out my trailer. I couldn't find things, and well, one of the things I have is a box, more than the little box that's here, is I have all my jewelry and stuff in one location, and I hardly ever wear any of it anymore. And one of the conversations I was having with myself yesterday and also today on the podcast, but it really is about what seems to have happened, not just to RV people in general, but to people in general. What happened? There seems to be two extremes. There seems to be the cut your body up and you look like a fake plastic doll, to the other extreme, taking trailer trash to a whole new level of kind of scary. And this isn't about bashing anybody. This is really just about a very basic premise and idea of what is it about us as humans in today's culture, in today's world, that we seem to have completely lost our ability to look presentable. I don't know about you, but if you look at movies in the 40s and 50s and 30s, everybody has correct posture, everybody's clean, everybody has clothes that fit, everybody's thin. What happened? That's what we're going to be talking about today on this little video. But before we do that, we're going to take a deep breath, and we're going to see you on the other side. So this has actually kind of been a big issue for me over the last fully 7 years out driving around, but the last 2 in particular. The first 5, I kept trying to find that one outfit, how to find functional clothes that allowed me to work properly. And what I learned is, 1, there's no way to have one outfit to wear all day long that still looks nice, and 2, it's men's clothes that are built to be functional, not women. So I got into the habit of wearing, mostly men's clothes all the time, because every time I go outside I get dirty, the barbed wire rips my clothes. It's just sort of an ongoing onslaught. So I defaulted into wearing kind of frumpy men's clothes. And you know what? For the most part, it's really comfortable. But there's also this thing happening, and you can see it in the videos, and I don't want to put in clips and point fingers and name names, because you can just look at my older videos and you will see this exact same concept. Is, when did everybody get so frumpy and lose their dignity? And it's really difficult in this type of lifestyle to do some of the basic hygiene stuff, some of the maintenance that we do. But one of the things I noticed as a social worker is that money and situation don't always impact presentation. And we, at least here in America, have gotten super lazy, I think, about having any dignity in the way that we look. And the reason I'm bringing that up isn't to be judgmental or critical. It's really about this overall theme that I'm going to be running with from here on out. And famous last words. And so, for those of you who've been with me a while and have commented that I don't have a normal RV channel, I don't talk about just normal things. Sometimes I do, because we all have similar experiences when you're trying to live, either minimalistically, off the grid, in a rural place, in constant movement, in a tiny space. There's just some overriding themes that everybody experiences when you move into a tiny space and you move out of traditional culture. And there's really 2 themes, I think, that are different specifically about this channel, and why I'm talking about this kind of idea is, 1, people who live non-conventional lifestyles. I am always on the lookout for unconventional, non-conventional people. So this is a really great way to reach people who don't want to think inside the box, even though we live inside a tiny box. But the second thing is that I have always been interested in systems of living. And so when I talk about this idea now, building agility in yourself and systems of living, that's just part of this bigger picture that we're talking about from my perspective, is how do we keep our humanity? How do we stay human in an increasingly technological world? And one of those ways is to continue to hold on to our identity. And part of our identity is our presentation. Not because we care what other people think about, but because things like beauty and dignity and personal pride, self-respect, that transitions any kind of lifestyle, and it's not bound by your economic status or your age. I'm not talking about the superficial, beautiful, like you see in the van life, right? Instagram perfect. I'm just talking about, clean, put together, non-frumpy, just a little hygiene and some maintenance along the way. That where did that become part of our cultural shift into, hunching and just not seeming to have any sense of personal pride? And so that really just goes under this great big umbrella I'm going to be casting from here on out. And, there was a question that came up in the comment, have you caved in? And I sort of made a joke about that in the title. I give up, YouTube wins. But because you know me, I can't ever just do things the simple, easy way. I can't just talk about RV stuff. But that there is, for me, this idea of agility is really my catch-all phrase. Plus it doesn't get triggered by all the censorship, crazy people and systems, is that strength in agility and our ability to be flexible and move and adapt, that is really a profound personality component of people who want to live in a more nomadic way, in a simpler way, in a mobile way. And that's that real essence for me of what road culture means. So no, I am not going to ever make just travel videos and talk about people and share my personal feelings. That is not, really what I enjoy doing here. But what I enjoy doing is really talking about this road culture as a movement, as a lifestyle, as a system of living, because the future that I see is one in which the nomadic life can have a powerful presence and really create very positive changes in our systems of living. But it also has to be a journey and a process from the inside out. And one of the very critical elements to shifting public perception about this type of lifestyle is having a little bit of self-respect and how you present yourself to the world. And again, it isn't because you care what people think, but I think all of us, if we're really honest about it, we just feel better when, we have on clean clothes and our hair is brushed and we may have taken a shower in the last week or two. I know sometimes it's just not possible, but I think that there's an internal shift. I know there is for me. I'm asking that if that's true for you. And, I like it when people look nice. I like it when I look nicer. It is difficult. I've pretty much stopped wearing makeup, but I also try to keep my hair brushed. So it's not about being perfect. It's not about being entertainment ready. It's not about an Instagram image. It's about a little personal respect, dignity, and the most important component, I believe, is this idea of bringing beauty back into our world. And most of us live in a nomadic way because we want to see the beauty in other people, in their personality, in nature, in the sky. The skies are the best here in New Mexico. I don't even know if I'll be able to not be here. The skies are so awesome. That's the word I want. So this isn't about a dig or a judgment or a criticism. This is about just a question. Can you bring more beauty and dignity into your life? And what's the easiest way to do that? Sometimes it's just putting on clean clothes or getting out something that makes you feel a little bit special. This was my grandmother's. I love the rhinestone stuff, but there's really no place to wear it. So I'm pretty much thinking video is it. But I think it's beautiful. She was a beautiful woman. My mom and her both taught me that it doesn't matter what age you are, you can still maintain dignity in your appearance. I've gotten really lazy about that. That's something I've been working on. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It just means it's a personal preference. And I think it has real value in the world. And I think one of the biggest things we could do for this community, even though I don't include myself in that, this idea of living simply, smaller, and in a mobile road way is to look like you're still a little bit of self-respect and not like Santa Claus. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't want to be Mrs. Claus and I don't want to be with Mr. Claus. So I think that there's just a little bit of room of improvement on this idea. It's just something I wanted to toss out. I cover this in much more depth over at Patreon in today's podcast for those of you who are more interested in these ideas at an in-depth level. We're going to call it a wrap. If you want to actually not just breathe deep but do the work, you can see the links below. If you just want to hang out for a while, here's the next video.